All right, guys, so I've got a real treat for you right here. I've got a 2024 F-150 Raptor with a 37 package on it, the Raptor 37 package on it, in beautiful Kitchener, Ontario here at Kitchener Ford. Definitely go check them out once you are looking to buy a vehicle. But let's get right into the review. Regardless of what brand you like, you got to admit that this truck just has a really, really mean presence. And I think overall, it's just a beautiful truck inside and out. But we'll start here at the front. We've got beautiful, nice amber LED lights. And then we've got LED also actual lights. And then we've got your LED fog lights. You got two. There's a cap on each side there, which you can pull off. But really, really nice. And then we've got the three amber lights, the marker lights in the middle with the big Ford badge. Like I said, it's just... there's so much coming at you when you stare at it from the front. It just is so beefy. I think it looks incredible. This one has the 360 camera package as well. And then we've got your tow hooks at the bottom. Now, if we look down, you could see they've got rid of, there's no aerodynamics at the front here, really. It's just obviously meant for off-road. You got the metal skid plate. You got really, really big, beefy, I'll kind of zoom in here, control arms there as well. And as you can see, there's a little bit more of a gap here for when you're off-roading. Now, that's pretty much it at the front. What I also like too, it's got a graphics package on it, so you could see there's some decals, and then you've got a little bit of a, hood weave at the top there, which is part of the hood. But that's it at the front, everyone. Let's dive into the engine underneath the hood here. All right, so underneath the hood of this 2024 F-150 Raptor, we've got a 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin-turbo V6 producing 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque, mated to the 10-speed automatic. It's got a decent sound to it. I obviously would love to have the 5.2 in this truck, but it costs more money, and everything now is more money. So that is underneath the hood of this truck. Let's dive around the truck and go over its features. All right, so we'll start here on the side. I did not mention that there's a little bit of a marker light there on the front of the fender, but we'll go into the tire setup. Really big tires, obviously they're 37s. They're on BF Goodrich KO2s. Now, 37-inch by 12.5, and the rim is 17 inches. And it is, of course, a beadlock wheel. I don't mind the wheel design. It looks very interesting. Obviously, there's a ton of holes there. There's 7 I could see there, but not too bad of a design. And then if we go in here, you'll be able to see the Fox shock setup, if you can tell just by looking at that there. You've got the carpeted liner at the front, which does help with sound deadening. On the side here of the fender, we've got a functional fender vent, which I think looks good. We've got a body color mirror cap, 360 cameras, so the side cameras there. And then on the bottom here, you can see we've got a really nice running board, really aggressive looking, and then you can kind of clean all the dirt if you have underneath your boot. Body color door handles, which is obviously nice to have. We've got keyless entry, and then no keyless entry on the back handle. And then I'll give you a look at the back too. We've got the same tire and wheel setup as well. One also thing to note back here is you can definitely see, if I can zoom in here, the Fox shocks down below, and they are in orange, which kind of it carries throughout the whole theme of this truck. Now here is the back graphics here. We've got Raptor, and then we've got some more of the decal on the side. And I'll kind of give you a look. I know there's a little bit of sun glare, so if I can block that out so you can see. There we go. I think it looks really good. But that's pretty much it for the side, guys. Let's take a look at the rear and go over its new details. Alrighty, so we're in the back here. We can obviously see this big Ford stamped logo in the back. We've got the F-150 badge on the left and then Raptor on the right. These are the new tail lights. Now, in my previous video, if you saw it, you'll be able to tell they are different. I actually don't mind them. Some people hate them. It's different, right? I think it's a nice little look. Also, to mention, we've got a rear marker light on the back of the fender. We've got dual exhaust here. We've got your tow hooks as well. We've got a rear view camera and then a light too. But it is very beefy, as you can see underneath. It looks raised, obviously. Now, we do have some coils in the rear as well, which is good to note. Now, let's open up the back tailgate here. Now this one does have the spray and bed liner from Ford. As you can see, it says Ford there. It does have the tailgate step and the exterior work surface. Now this one does have your exterior bed lights, as the Lariat I did in the past video did not. It's got a bed camera at the top there too. But overall, decent amounts of 5.5 foot bed. And then we've got your power outlet. Overall, decent bed setup. Now it does have the clamp mounts here too, that is included. Tailgate gets a little heavier with the tailgate step, but that is it for the back, guys. Let's take a look at the rear seats. All right, so hopping into the back of the F-150 Raptor, we've got a really nice two-tone interior here. So we've got a little bit of Alcantara here with some perforation. We've got Raptor here on the leather seat. And then as we carry on to the door, we've got that kind of soft touch material with some orange stitching carried throughout. This one does have the carbon fiber interior, so it does look really nice. And then in the middle here, we've got heated seats, 12 volts, 2 USB-Cs, and a 110 down there with some cup holders at the top. Now, as you saw before, we've got under seat storage here that can be folded down, and then a nice flat floor down below there. But that is pretty much it for the back here. It does have a sunroof that is closed, but it is a full moonroof. Let's take a look at the front interior, because that is where the magic happens. So coming into the front interior here, we've got that two-tone. It is a very nice bolstered seat. As you can see, lumbar support is pretty tight there. But we've got a nice Raptor logo here on the front of the seat. Two-tone Alcantara perforation looks good. It's nice and lumbar support down below. You've got your seat controls here. Now on the door panel, that same type of material, orange stitching carried throughout. Nice carbon fiber, memory seating, window controls. You've got your B&O system as well down over there. Light controls, mirror controls, that kind of thing are all over here. We've also got your pedal adjustment controls right down here as well, and your parking brake. And that's it. Before we hop in, let's take a look inside. Alrighty, I want to give you guys a startup clip here. Alright, I'm going to move this down so you can see a little bit more of the screen. So I don't know if you can hear that, but the throttle response is pretty nice. It's got a kind of a throaty sound. Now, one thing I really do like about the steering wheel, it just looks and feels really good. The leather is really nice. It's got the top line here, so you can see obviously where the top is. I like the blacked out Ford badge too. It's got a lot of controls on here, which I'll go over. So on this side, we've got your volume, cruise control, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise, that kind of thing. Now, once you hit the R button, it goes over the My Mode settings there, right there. If I can zoom in here. Oh, I gotta click it again. So there you got everything normal, too high, and that kind of thing. You can kind of play around with it as you wish. Another awesome thing about this steering wheel, it's got metal paddles at the back, and they are pretty large, so it is nice to click once you do have the truck in sport mode. Over here, we've got your menu. So I don't really care that my seatbelt's off. So right here, as you can see, you can kind of play around just like any other pretty much truck that has the setup. It does have the heads-up display, which I think is a really nice touch to add. And then you've got your steering, or you got your suspension setup here and your steering setup. So a lot of buttons you can play around with. Now this is cool. You can adjust the exhaust. You got Sport, Baja, Quiet, Normal. So I'm gonna go on Sport because I think it looks good. And then all of those settings will appear down below on the left. I do like the new gauge setup. I think it looks a little bit neater. But that is just my opinion. So at the top here, we've got a new dash setup. You've got a kind of soft touch material with that orange stitching carried through at the top. Carbon fiber trim is put here on the top glove box area, which I think looks great as well. One thing also, you've got the Bang & Olufsen system at the top, and then you've got your lower glove box area. Now here is your 12-inch screen, which I think looks great. It's still the same as pretty much all the other trucks. At the top of it, you've got auto stop start, camera functions, which there are a ton of different camera angles. You can kind of click in depending on what you want. Here you got your parking sensors, okay, and then hazards, traction control, and this is your off-road kind of cruise control, if you will, your trail control assist, which I think is a nice touch if you're going off-roading. 12-inch screen here is really intuitive. I like it. It works very well. You know, you've got your tune knob down below and your volume. We're going to throw on some BPM here. Maybe put it up a little bit, just a little bit. And then all your hotkeys are down below the screen, we've got your Pro Trailer backup, and then on this side here, we've got 12 volt and a 110. Over on this side, we've got your drive modes over here. You can just turn the knob, and essentially it gives you a little bit of an animation. I think the animation screen is really nice. I think it's really cool that they've added that. It's just a little cool, feature once you turn the dial. Something nice to add. Got your climate controls down below, dual zone, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, nice carbon fiber trim, wireless charging, USB, USB-C. Here is your throttle control. You can push this and it comes down. It does have the orange stitching that's carried throughout, and this one does have the interior work surface, which is always a really nice touch to have on. Now that's it for the interior, everyone. Now I'm sure everyone's excited to talk about the price of this. Now as this one sits, it's 115,000 Canadian, which is actually not too bad compared to what else is on the market right now for an off-road truck. But I understand that trucks have gotten really expensive. But that's it for the interior, guys. Let's go outside and give you my final thoughts. Alright guys, so that concludes my review of the 2024 F-150 Raptor here in black. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Like I said, I think that it doesn't really matter what fan of truck you are really. I think when you look at this truck and see the detailed craftsmanship that they actually put into it, I think it's a really nice truck inside and out. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, and we will see you in the next video. Cheers.